What's up, SC Nation? Today we are talking about S3, and you may be wondering, what is S3? Or you may already know, so I don't know what you're doing here, but if you don't know, basically what S3 stands for is Simple Storage Service. Simple Storage Service. This is, no, I can't write here. This is S, so you have three S's, so that's where the name S3 came from. Now, what I'll be talking about today is not necessarily useful in terms of the exam, right? There's a lot of things to talk about for the exam, whether you're talking about like the different classes, where we're talking about like the reliability, durability, cross-regional backups, lifecycle management, versioning. If you want to create like a static website, all that. If you're looking at this from a testing and from like to pass the exam, I would highly suggest the other courses that I've been talking about, which will do much better than what I will teach. For me, my major question has been why S3, right? And that's the major question that I'm asking myself today. Like, why are we even talking about S3? So again, I try to think like a sales engineer, so it is something that I think about all the time. And so the major things about S3 is like high reliability, and high durability. So here they say like reliability is 4 nines and durability is 11 nines. And what this means, 4 nines is 99.99. 0.99, and here you're basically writing 11 nines, 99.999, whatever. It has to be a total of 11 from here to here. And what that means is reliability, it means the website is up for 99.99% of the time. And durability, it means you won't lose like your whatever files or whatever you've stored on AWS. It's not going to get corrupted. It's going to be available for you 99.9999999% of the time. So that's one question, like why is that? And then the second question that popped in my head, I mean, we have, as a user, I have Dropbox. There's also Google Drive. There's also SharePoint. All these things are available to. Oh, by the way, from a durability perspective, the way it's done is through like backups, redundancy, integrity checks, automatic repair. That's how things are kept safe. And you have, but I don't believe so. We have all these three. From what I read, I don't think that's available on Dropbox, Google Drive, and all that. But also one of the, and I just like here you can see like Google Drive is a Google thing and SharePoint is a Microsoft thing, and they both have like similar solutions on like GCP, Google Cloud. It's called cloud storage, similar to S3, and here it's called blob storage, which is just a strange name. All I think about is the blob from X-Men. So there obviously is a reason to have that, like instead of just using Dropbox. And I did find a couple of articles that could explain better. Like Quora is talking about like, hey, why use S3 over Dropbox or Google Drive? And they have a bunch of information in here. Well, the summary from what I've seen here is, hey, if you want to use it for personal use, Dropbox is useful. If you want to use it for applications, that's where like AWS S3 could be useful and all that. And also Pure Storage has a very good explanation uh, about something that I'm going to talk about next, actually. So one of the big differences like between Dropbox and Google Cloud or S3 or any of that is that Dropbox is like a file storage. It's exactly the way your computer works. You have the folders, subfolders, and files. But S3 is an object storage. And the thing about the courses that I'm taking is that object storage is not explained in any of the courses. So I have to go dig into a billion things to find out what the hell that means. What is an object storage and what's the difference between that and a file storage? And that's where this article comes in handy, and they talk about the differences between traditional storage and traditional object storage versus file storage is the differences. And if you want to read that, I think it's a great read here. Obviously, this is Pure Storage, so I think they talk about their way of doing things too. So understand that there's that, but this is a very good one to read, in my opinion. Well, also I went on ChatGPT, as people do right now, and I just asked it, hey, ChatGPT, what's the difference between file storage and object storage? And it gave me a whole list of things which will be available on the blog itself. By the way, so I will publish this in a blog. This week I was on vacation a couple days, so it won't be the best formatted blog or anything, but I just want it to be available for everybody to be able to read it if they want to read it. But basically, just briefly, like file storage, it says in terms of data organization, use hierarchical data structure, whereas object is more of a flat namespace, which are unique. So if you've ever worked for a company, right, you have lowly SEs or SEs here. And we were talking about hierarchical. We report to an SE manager, who then reports to a SE director, who then reports to VP, and that's a hierarchical. That's what it looks like when you're looking at a file structure. So this is you have the root folder, and then you have subfolder 1, subfolder 2, and you have the individual files, right? And whereas I've worked for companies where they have a flat structure, where they have like someone here, a director, and everybody reports to the director. Like, yeah, they have a million people underneath them. I don't know how they do their job, but still, I'm not here to talk about organizational structure, but think of it as a similar fashion. You can access the file storage through mounted drives or shares. Like, if you can install the Dropbox app on your computer, and now you have access to it. Whereas with object storage, you have keys, object keys, and that's something they talk about in the course, like how you can access that. Generally speaking, when you look at the like accessing the folder, it would look like. Can I even do this? I can't even paste here. So it will look like bucket HTTPS / bucket -name, then the S3, then the region, then Amazon AWS.com / the key name, which is the object name that you're trying to get, which is the file that you're trying to get. So there's a bunch of differences. Again, you can check out the website, the blog. I'll leave a link to it below, so you can have access to that. Or you can just go ask ChatGPT. And the prompt that I had for ChatGPT is, hey, provide me a table for differences between file storage and object storage. And they provided it. All right, it was pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot more to learn about S3 in terms of like for the exam or for you to use it. But for me, just I really wanted to know what in the world was object storage, and here it is. That these are the major differences. Uh, File storage is suitable for traditional file-based applications, whereas object storage is ideal for web scale and data. The way I see it, the way I understand it is, if you have a file that you always need to access the file, it's useful like in person, but file storage would be useful. But if you have like an application that needs to access data, that needs to access files or files basically, to be able to use them in their day-to-day access, and you have to access quite a bit, then object storage or S3 is very useful. So that's it for me for today. I hope this is useful to you. Again, check out the website to learn more. And I'll see you next time. Get back to work. Peace.